welcome to TransurfingTV. I'm Renee Garcia, and this is my video on healing yourself with reality transurfing. And this is something that I actually know a lot about. Some of you may know that I suffered a pretty serious medical condition right before I found reality transurfing, and it continued for a while until I eventually just cycled out of it. And I'm going to kind of give you a breakdown of what I did specifically. Before I get started though, remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me. And also the Teachable link is down below for those of you that are into jumping into these waters face first, head deep, whatever you want to call it, and going into the lessons hardcore style. So with that, first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about what my condition was. It was an autoimmune disorder called hereditary angioedema. You can look it up. It's pretty hardcore. I would have large amounts of histamines released into my body all at the same time, and my face, maybe we'll have show an image here, my face would blow up huge. Some people that have this condition have their hands blow up, their feet blow up, their penises blow up, their faces blow up, all the extremities. Something happens and an inflammatory response gets triggered, and it is really, really bad. My face would blow up like that and stay like that for like weeks, and then it would take me a few more weeks to recover because it would feel as though like I kind of got hit by a truck. I would be completely just debilitated, no energy, because my body was using all the energy to sort of recover from this extreme histamine mode that, did I say antihistamines in the beginning? I meant histamines. My body would release histamines. So this happened for a number of months, maybe almost a year. And my grandmother, she actually has it, hence hereditary angioedema. She has it and she's suffered from it her entire life. So for some people, it absolutely does not go away. Since I found reality transurfing, I haven't suffered from one episode I just don't get it anymore. It's completely gone, and it's been 5 years now. So what did I do exactly? Well, the first thing that I did is I assumed or acknowledged that a version of reality where I do not suffer from this illness does in fact exist. Without this, you will not heal. You won't heal because you have to start resonating with that variation of reality in order to transfer yourself there. You cannot get there unless you start resonating with that variation of reality. So I know this sounds a little bit woo-woo, but it is absolutely true. I started to softly focus. Now, this isn't loading up my healing with importance and excess potential. I would just sort of tune my frequency that I knew that variation of reality does in fact exist in the alternative space. The second thing that I did is I started to manage my pendulums, because in order for a human body to heal, and there's actually a very interesting story about G.I. Gurdjieff, who's another Russian mysticist. He got into a really, really horrible car accident at a point in his life, and he almost died. And the people that were around him at the time remarked and have written about how fast this man healed himself. So and it's a fascinating story for any of you that want to read it. I mean, he really, really kicked healing into overdrive, and I'm going to tell you kind of what he did and kind of what I did. So in order for you to heal, you have to have an excess of energy. And if the pendulums that are in your reality are draining this energy out of you, you simply aren't going to have enough to get your body in a healing state and facilitate and complete that process. I really view this as Metapower. For those of you that have not read Tufte, I would suggest this. It's the Metapower that we cultivate, that we utilize to facilitate healing. And if pendulums are getting your energy from you, this is less Metapower for you, and you're just not going to heal. You're gonna stay on that track with that version of you. So really managing your pendulums. And in that story with G.I. Gurdjieff, he essentially went into a room and he stayed in bed and he completely cut himself off from the pendulums in his reality. And then he went to the center screen. So the center screen, and you guys can hear all about this in my 2.0 course. I gave a 2-day seminar on the center screen, and it is a wildly effective place to heal in, because this is you living in your optimal mode as a human being. This is you not being sucked into and tuned in to your outer screen. This is you getting involved in your environment in an energetic, exhaustive manner. Again, pendulums, external stimuli, the wants and needs of others, media getting you down, all that stuff. If you're tuned into that, the healing is going to cease. This is you, when you're in the center screen, being pulled out of your internal screen. This is you overly thinking about it. This is you worrying about it. This is you putting too much focus and too much attention on healing, which actually creates the opposite effect, right? This is you almost making matters worse for yourself simply by inviting in balancing forces, because you have so much excess potential about healing. From my perspective, anyone that's suffering from an autoimmune disorder, this is what exactly is happening. Your body and your mind are so irritated that you kind of become like allergic to yourself almost. It's being allergic to yourself, and it like flares up. And what's happening is, I think that the mind with its elevated levels of importance triggers this sort of inflammatory, allergic reaction to yourself. And what this is it's your body trying to notify you that something is wrong. So this can be, and I haven't had a ton of illness in my life. I've, for the most part, been pretty healthy. I've had some things like endometriosis, which is now completely healed. I actually got, when I lived in Paris when I was younger, I got hepatitis C from eating raw oysters, which shut down my liver for like a really long time. I almost died. I ended up in the hospital, and that took me a pretty significant amount of time to heal from. But I know that if I would have utilized what I'm talking about right now, that healing would have rapidly increased. I was sort of paying attention to it in a way that was actually making it worse. Backing up off of it, pulling yourself out of the outer screen, out of your inner screen, managing your pendulums, trying to exist as much as you possibly can in the center screen. Read Tufte. I have some free YouTube videos. Go check those out. And then obviously 2.0, I go into it deeply. All of this stuff is going to increase Metapower that is going to assist you in healing yourself. The other things to stay tuned into is tuning into your heart, right? Your heart will provide some answers for you that maybe your mind is not capable of. Maybe you're involved in something that you shouldn't be. Maybe you are in a relationship you need to cycle out of. Maybe your job is causing you so much stress that it's virtually impossible for you to get to that center screen and actually heal yourself. But this is about you pulling your energy back for yourself increasing your metapower, limiting your relationship with the pendulums that are sucking this energy from you, tuning into your heart, asking for some answers, and quieting everything down so at least you are in a position to heal. If the right sort of stuff happens for you, you're not going to be depleted and in a place where healing, you just don't have the energy to do it, right? So this is kind of my 2 cents on it. Again, I have not suffered from a lot of medical stuff. I've had some. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. So if you would like to chime in on this one and let everybody know what you're suffering from. Have you healed yourself? Do you need healing? Do you think these things would work? Let's talk about it in the comment section below. And remember, these work. This is a good way to really quiet down a lot of that external and internal noise and get yourself to a place where healing can actually occur. So thank you so much for watching my video, everyone, and I wish you all the best of health and happiness and tuning into your center screen. It is a place of magic, and I hope you all benefit from this amazing concept. Thanks so much for watching my video. Bye.